Okay, so today we are going to be talking about teamwork in the business world, okay, at the workplace. So I do have some definitions to talk about, and then there are two different kind of role play situations. One is to actually do it, and the other is kind of an example of what do you think of this idea? Do you think it's a good a good team building exercise? Do you disagree with it? Things like that. So I will need to screen share with you. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of words here to look at. So what I think we might do is maybe do some examples. I'm not really sure exactly how I want to do the vocabulary, so it's not just reading and reading and reading. But let me go ahead and share my screen for you. Let's see here. Teamwork. There we go. Okay. So you should all be able to see my screen now. All right. So it says accomplished is the first word here. All right. And it means highly skilled. So, or you accomplished something, you finished something, and so it kind of depends, on the context here, what you're trying to actually say with this. And so what I think I'll do is I'll kind of I'll just read these so it's a little bit quicker to get through these because there are a lot. This is only half of the page. The other half also has some definitions here. So I'll read these, but if you do have a question, please go ahead and interrupt me. Please just start talking. Oh, looks like Elle joined. So hi, Elle. Nice to see you. Hi. You're fine. We just started. Don't worry. Like I said, go ahead and interrupt me because I normally do not look at the actual hangout, and so if you write something, I normally don't see it. Okay, so like I said, just go ahead and interrupt me if you have any questions. So accomplished, like I just said, is highly skilled. Maybe it means finished. I'm going to put finished there. Okay, I accomplished a lot of things this morning. I got a lot of things done. Okay. These words all relate to the business world. So now we might not be able to use all of them today or anything like that. But, I tried to look for ones that weren't as common and that might be a little bit more advanced. Maybe words that you can maybe understand due to the context. Okay, so they're carefully chosen words. Some might be easier than others, all right? So accountability is the next one, and it means responsibility to someone for some activity. All right, so Thomas is putting accountability on me to perform well in my classes and do my best here. So that's nice that he's leaving me that. But I also have to prove that, I'm responsible enough and that I can do this and everything I need to do with Google Hangouts and the Intenga back, whatever he says about putting the link in and things like that. It's all kind of accountability stuff. All right, so actively in an energetic manner. Okay, so I'm actively looking for, different ideas for classes. I'm actively, suppose I should have made examples before I started class. I'm actively trying to change things, make these classes a little bit more dynamic. Okay. All right. The next we have all-inclusive. All right. So broad in scope or content. So all-inclusive. I mean, normally you would hear this for like a cruise or a special hotel or resort. In that case, everything, food, lodging, where you're staying, things like that are included. Maybe these are all-inclusive classes because I try and do reading, I try and do role play, I try and do conversation, vocabulary, obviously. So I try to get a lot of things in here. So it's maybe a type of all-inclusive class. Just check to make sure. Okay, parts. Good. All right. So analysis is an abstract or separation of a whole into its constituent parts. All right. So analysis is kind of breaking down, that information, looking at it more carefully. Okay. So if you have an apple, maybe you cut it in half, and so you're separating the parts, and then you're taking out the core, which is the middle, which you don't want to eat, and then you cut it up. And so, it goes into smaller parts here, basically. Okay. Then we have applied, which is concerned or concrete problems or data. So, applied. Maybe I had, trying to think of a mosquito bite, and I applied, cream or non-itch cream to it. And so my problem was the mosquito bite, and so I applied that. So this could be physically, which I would be doing in that case, or it could be, mentally, where I had in some information, and I applied that information to another problem, and I understood what was happening. All right, then we get to clarity, which actually works out perfectly, because then if I apply something to something else, there's clarity. All right, so the quality of being coherent and easily understood. Sometimes when I'm here in the Hangout, I say, can you hear me clear? Or I could say clearly. Is there clarity? Actually, it's a good question. Can everyone hear me? Well, hopefully. All right, I did see that, Ken. I did pop into the Hangout for a second. Great. Now I have to get back to teamwork. There it is. Okay, great. Clarity. We want clarity with everything. Classify. Okay, so arrange or order by category. So classify. You might have heard classified information. That just means that it's in a specific, maybe private category there. Or I need to classify, my information for grammar versus my information for business classes and things like that. All right, cohesive is well integrated. So let's see here, cohesive, well integrated. I'm trying to think of good examples here. Like I said, I probably should have thought of all of these examples. Very cohesive information about something might be, well integrated in the fact that it's understandable, it's interesting, things like that, okay? Collaboration is the act of working jointly, so I collaborate with Thomas for these classes. He's kind of the boss man, but I kind of have, all these ideas for the classes, and so we work together. It's a collaboration. Okay. Component is kind of, one part. So it's, collaboration. I'm one component. Thomas is another component of these Hangouts. Okay. One of the individual parts making up a clear entity. Sorry. Okay. So Thomas and I are both components in how these classes work. Contribute is provide. Thomas financially contributes to these classes, so he pays for these classes. He provides the money or the finances. Cooperate. Cooperate is something that's very important in, working in a team or working with someone else. So it's work together on a common enterprise of, or project. Sorry, I'll fix, or project, there we go. So we cooperate very well together, for the classes. Yep, that's what I was thinking. We're trying to go back up and over. Hopefully no one has any questions so far. If you do, please let me know. And maybe we'll go like this. All right, so coordinate is our next word, and this is of equal importance, rank, or degree. Okay, so it does have a couple different meanings, but in this case, of equal importance, okay? So no one is more important than the other. So you need to coordinate. Coordinate also means plan. Like I have to coordinate all of my classes. Let's see here. Okay, that is the end. Develop is progress or evolve through a process of natural growth. Okay, so develop. Now, this could be, babies when they develop and, get bigger and grow. Or this could be in a business sense where the business might start start out as one person and then add another person, and little by little add more, some more people, so it's growing, the business grows, okay? The next example is feedback. Some of you might know this word already, but it's the process of which an output of a system is returned to the input. So basically, feedback can also mean that you're looking for information, not necessarily a survey or a questionnaire of things, but just say, hey, what's the feedback? Do you like these classes? Do you prefer something else? Thomas's feedback is important to me because I do want him to like the classes that I do. I want him to enjoy them. And so we're always looking for positive feedback. Implement is a piece of equipment or tool used for a specific purpose. All right, so we implement, let's say, Thomas implemented Google Hangouts as part of, the new Intanga, or as we should say, the James Simmons business page. Okay, so Hangouts is implemented by Thomas. Then we have motivate, which is give an incentive for action. And I know most of you probably know the word motivate, but I just thought it was important to put in here. It's great to be motivated to work. I think employers want employees to be motivated. And I think the other way around too. I think employees want, the businessmen, the high-up guys, to be very motivated as well, because that just means that there's more room for growth in the company. More positions are available and more future. There's a better future for, the company. The next word we have is norm. Okay, so norm is a standard or model or pattern regarded as typical. Okay, so it's short for normal, basically. It could also mean like a rule or a law or something like that. Okay, so the norm is that we start class 10 minutes after the hour. Okay. Now we have perceptiveness, and I like this word just because it has, this great suffix at the end here. Okay, so this is being aware of that which is obscure. Okay, perceptiveness. So my perceptiveness on Intanga or this James Simmons website is fantastic. It's your idea, okay? And so being perceptive is going towards, the positiveness, of course, that's another fantastic suffix. Just being aware of what's going on, basically. Performance, that's what I do every time I do class, is the act of doing something successfully, hopefully. It doesn't always mean that it's successful. For example, when people act in a play, in a theater, that's their performance. Now, if it's successful or not, but hopefully in business, you are successful. So you want a good performance. Productivity is also another very important part of teamwork, okay, or just work in general. The quality of yielding positive results, okay, so yielding here means getting, all right, so the quality of getting positive results, productivity. My productivity is to do very well in classes and to do my best, and, the idea is that everyone learns something, people are interested. All right, we're getting to the bottom of this page here, so there's not too much more vocabulary. All right, so review is look at again or examine again. All right, so maybe someone made a mistake and you have to review that. Okay. And then the next word is strategy. All right, an elaborate and systematic plan of action. Okay, so my strategy is to think of really good classes so that it's beneficial for Thomas's business and for all of you who actually join the classes. Okay. Supportive is furnishing assistance. Okay, furnishing also has many different meanings, but this is furnishing. I want to say not giving, but providing. Okay, providing assistance maybe would be another way that we could say this. So supportive is Thomas is very supportive of all the classes in which he needs to add them to Google Hangouts because this is the last class that's on the calendar in Intenga. All right, and task here is any piece of work that is undertaken or attempted. So if I say your task for tomorrow or for next class is to study the verb to be and understand it perfectly, so we can use it in the next class. Okay, so maybe it's homework. All right, maybe it's housework. Maybe it's some type of project that you have to do. All right, I'm going to make this kind of normal size again. And does anyone have any questions about any of these words? Maybe we could use a different example, or if you have a different example, that would be fantastic as well. Oh, hi, Anatoly. Nice to see you. Like I said, during these, I don't normally look at the Hangout, so nice to see you. Thanks for joining today. All right, so any questions about these? I'm sure this is probably pretty small for you, but let me know if you have any questions. All right, doesn't sound like it. So the next part that we're going to look at is one of these team building exercises, activities here, okay? So I thought this might be a good one for us because we're not with each other. We can't, use anything that we can touch. All right, we can't draw anything. We can't do a lot of things. So our activities in this class for team building are a little bit limited. But I did find this one, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So let's go through it, and then we can try it, all right, with everybody here. So it's called Take What You Need. Okay. It says this exercise is an excellent get-to-know-you activity that doesn't take up too much of your team's time. All you need is a toilet paper roll or two, depending on the size of the group, and you can use pennies as another option. Okay. The recommended group size is 10 to 30 people. Okay, so obviously we have less, but that's just fine. Okay, so basically, if we were all together, we would be in a circle. And what they basically are saying is that you fill the toilet paper roll with pennies, or the toilet paper roll, which would be the squares of toilet paper. All right, and so you would take what you want, okay? So just like the name of this, take what you need. So you'd say take what you need if it's pennies, okay? So you think financial or toilet paper squares or, whatever. You can take 1, you can take 3, you could take 20. It doesn't matter, all right? Well, I suppose they actually say below this that you should limit the numbers. So let's say we'll say the maximum number that you can choose is 20. All right, so let's think. If we were together and we had to do this, and let's say we're taking, the pennies will be easy. Pennies are coins, okay? So how many coins would you take? All right, I think I would choose maybe 7 because I like the number 7, for example. All right. And that's basically it. So what I want you to do is write a number or tell me a number, and I'm actually going to write it down, okay, about how many pennies you would take if we were together. All right, so Ria, how many would you take? All right.
9.
9, okay, that's fantastic. Geraldo, how many would you have?
I will have 6.
6, okay, that's very good. How about Elle, how many pennies would you take if we were doing this in person? Your max is 20.
15.
15? Okay, perfect. Let's see, who's next here? Why isn't the name coming up? Okay, Chen-Hu, why don't you go ahead and tell me a number, 1 to 20.
Sorry, Let me think a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a number?
Sorry, I don't know.
All right, choose the number from 1 to 20. You can choose any of the numbers in between the number 1 and the number 20.
I think 20.
20, okay, sounds good. Excuse me. Anatoly, how many would you choose?
I would choose 11.
11, all right. And then Ken, how many would you choose?
7.
Like 7 too? All right, perfect. So if we go down here again, all right. So it says, going around the circle, each person has to share a fact about themselves for every square of toilet paper or penny they took. So if someone takes 10 squares, they need to share 10 facts about themselves. All right, it says, tip, in order to avoid someone taking 30 pennies, you should set a limit like I did for 20, so that was fine. And the facts don't have to be long or time-consuming. All right, and it says this activity is particularly beneficial when new employees are hired. It encourages communication, bonding, which is connections between people, and helps the participants learn more about their colleagues. You'd be surprised at what a simple activity can teach you about someone you thought you knew. All right, so I've known some of you for a while now, some of you longer than others, but I think this would be kind of a good idea to do. And so that's why I wanted to write down all the numbers. So why don't you go ahead and start thinking of those facts about yourself. Maybe I'll give you a minute. I'm going to mute myself for about a minute too, and then we'll come back and we can think about all of these. So if you have any questions about what your number was, let me know. Chenahu, you have 20, so make them 20 maybe short ideas about yourself, okay? So, like I said, it will give you about maybe 30 seconds to a minute to start thinking. Can I say common information? Maybe not name, but maybe if your name is special for some reason, or the country's fine. That's general information. So yes, that's fine. All right, perfect.
Rebecca, I don't understand about what fact what you're asking
Well,
for.
for example, one of your facts could be that you are from Thailand. Okay, so that's one. Two is that you worked or you lived in, was it San Francisco? You're married would be number 3. You're living in, I think, is it Ohio or somewhere around there? Things like that. Or your favorite color, if you have any animals, how many brothers and sisters you have.
In order to do what?
It's just
All
one
the
of these.
the team
Yeah.
player?
It's team building, and so it's getting to know each other a little bit more personal. And like I said, this is something that we didn't need to be, all together to do. So, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to share any information. That's fine too.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it would be interesting. It's funny to see how many people choose lower numbers, other people choose higher numbers. So, so that's basically it. Okay.
Okay, I try.
Are there other questions? All right, it doesn't look like it. I guess I'm just going to mute myself for about 30 seconds to a minute here and give us all time to think about some facts to share about one another. Okay. Well, I might go ahead and start here. Okay. I have written my list as we spoke. And so basically, my 7 facts would be that I am basically obsessed with cats. I would say that's safe to say. My favorite color is pink, but it's changing. I love the color black as well. My fact number 3 is that I'm getting married this year and starting to get quite nervous about the wedding. Not nervous, but there's just lots to do. What is this? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that my favorite number used to be 15. Okay, think so. I've had my number 5 is that I've had my best friend as my best friend for 19 years now. The next one is that I love chocolate, but I don't eat it that much. And then the last one is on the whole chocolate kind of idea is tiramisu. I'm not a fan of tiramisu, even though it has chocolate and coffee involved. I just don't like it, and one would think I would. So basically that's that. There's lots of things that we can say. I could have maybe said all my favorite food or animals that I like and things like that. So that's basically it. So now you know me a little bit better, and so now it's time to get to know you. All right. So do I have any volunteers to go first? I should say second because I went first.
And we need to reveal how many facts it is equal of number which we choose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you chose the number 11, so you should have 11 facts for us.
Okay, I can try.
All right. Perfect. Let's hear them.
Okay. I am Anatoly, the first one. I'm from Russia. The second. 3. I live in Moscow. 4. I work as an accountant. 5. I study English. 6. I use Mac. 7. I use PC. 8. I tried to use Linux system. 8. I like traveling. 9. I am going to travel to Greece after 1 week. 8. I like studying online. 9. I tried several schools, and we share one school with Akaken. I mean, it is Verblin. 10. When I studied at school, I studied German language, but I almost forgot it. And 11. 11. I think all of skills is important for studying English, including writing. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. So good. So, more work-related things is just fantastic. You talked about skills. That's very good as well. For example, I do not work with Mac, and so that's something. Hey, that's interesting. Just very dynamic and just different. So that's great. Perfect. So thanks, Anatoly. Anyone else want to go next? Any volunteers?
Okay,
Probably you can go ahead.
yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that happened. Go ahead, Elle.
Okay. For me, I got 15 facts for myself. The first thing is family. I like to have spend time with my family. And the second, friends. I I like to have a good friends, like a friends that I cannot talk to everything here, but I don't have anyone yet. And the third one is food. Yeah, my husband and I, we enjoy eating, so we like to eat. And the fourth is fair rules. Understand? Fair rule. Like if I have some problem, I I want to have a like I want to have a fair rule. I don't know how to explain. So
Can you type it, Al? Can you type it in the chat box?
okay, FAIRRUL, yes.
Fair rules. Okay, perfect. Yep. Everything's, how do I explain this? Everything's fair. Being nice to one another, I'm assuming, and, if I give you something, you give me something, so everything's fair.
Yeah. Okay, and then I love learning English online, and number six is traveling. I love when I have my free time. My husband and I always drive around and to see the city, and I love coffee. Coffee is my thing that I cannot. In the morning, I should have one cup every morning. And number eight is cake. I like cake very much. And number nine is I kid kid KID.
Kid? Mm-hmm.
Kid. Yeah, I don't have any, but I love to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
And number 10 is I like to live in the environment that have a greenery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And number 11, I love sunny. And yeah, and number 12, and I love snow at the same time. And number 13, I love to have my own car. And number 14, I love privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And number 15, I love respect. I love people to respect to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Finished.
Very good. Well, thanks, Alice. Those are very good. Interesting. I love sun and I love snow too, so I can relate to that. So very good. Fantastic. All right. So Ken, does that mean you wanted to be next?
Yes,
Ken,
thank you.
you're at 7 as well, so a little bit less, but go ahead.
Okay, I've never played Pokemon Go because I don't have a smartphone, actually. So, but everybody crazy about that now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm gonna go to Ringo Starr's concert in coming October. I'm looking forward to it. And number 3, I started learning English by myself at the beginning when I was a kid because main reason I have American relatives and they could switch, language. I thought they were cool, and I love, love rock and roll, so I want to sing in English. And number 4, I sometimes forgot time difference in the while I was in the U.S. because I'm not familiar with, one country has several time zones, so it happened to me in the airplane or something. And number 5, I love studying English online because it's pretty useful actually. When I want to study, I can be online class and with also I can meet with people around the world. It's pretty practical way of study. And number 6, maybe. I watch films in English subtitles to beef up my listening skill.
Did you
And
say beef up?
beef up? Is it funny expression? I don't
No,
know.
it's perfect. I just haven't heard beef up in years.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely, to beef up.
And last one, number 7. And uh, my hobbies are listening to music, swimming, and English learning, actually. It's also the hobby to me. I love studying English.
Very good. Well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. Good. Thanks, Ken, for sharing
you're
all of
welcome.
your facts here. Anyone want to go next?
Should I go next?
You should go next, Ria. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Okay, number one is I'm Ria. I'm a 25-year-old girl. Number two, I'm from India, which is the second most populated country in the world. Number three, my native language is Bengali, which has been declared as the sweetest language by UNESCO. Number four, I have studied computer science engineering. Number five, I'm very fond of cooking. Whenever I get time, I love to cook. Number six, recently, actually, I'm very fond of watching movies, but up until now, I did not watch much of thriller movies. But recently, I have started watching thriller movies, and I like them a lot. Okay, number seven. Just a week back, a new member came into my family. My sister-in-law gave birth to a baby boy, and I'm so excited for it. And number eight, my brother and my sister-in-law, they are settled in California, US. So I'm like, we are planning to go there, maybe this year or next year. And number nine is that like I want to, maybe like in future someday I want to go to northern parts of the world, maybe to Alaska or maybe to the Scandinavian countries, because I have a strong desire to see northern lights. So that is just, the top thing in my bucket list.
Wow, lots of
Yeah,
great
that's
things.
it.
And congratulations on your new nephew. That is exciting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that was enlightening. That was really interesting. So thank you very much. And so your first language is considered the sweetest language?
Yeah, yeah. It's called
And
Bengali. It's
mm-hmm,
also spoken in Bangladesh also. Like only in India, only in a state it is spoken.
mm-hmm.
And in the country Bangladesh, it is the first language. So it has been declared as the sweetest language by UNESCO.
And is it the sweetest language because of how it sounds?
Yeah, yeah.
Would you mind saying something for us? Sorry to
Okay.
put you on the spot, but just anything, if you can say, introduce yourself in your language if you would like, but I'd like to hear it if it's famous.
Okay. Okay. Uh, আমার নাম রিয়া। আমি একজন ভারতীয় নাগরিক। আমার বয়স 25 বছর। আমি কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স পড়েছি। অ্যান্ড আমি তোমাদের খুব 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 ভালোবাসি।
Very nice. Well, very good. I didn't understand anything, but I think you said something about I. I think you said
Yeah,
that a couple
I said
times.
I'm Ria. I'm a 25 years old girl. I have studied computer science, and I love you all very, very much.
Well, that's very sweet of you. That's awesome. That was very entertaining and very interesting. So thank you for sharing that with us, and we're very glad that you could share that with us today. Great. So this is turning out to be better than I expected, the little team building activity here. So great. Thank you, Ria. And
Yeah,
let's
welcome.
see. Great. So we have Chenhu and Geraldo, if either of you would like to participate.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
I chose the number 6, so I'm gonna tell you 6 facts about me.
Mm-hmm.
I have no siblings, the number 1. The number 2, I like to watch English series as The Flash. And number 3, I also like cats and dogs. And number 4, I live in Mexico, Veracruz. Number 5, my favorite color is orange. And finally, number 6, I finished I recently finished my university degree.
All right, very good. Congratulations on that. And what did you study, if you don't mind?
Sorry, teacher.
What did you study?
Industrial engineer.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing your facts with us as well. Let's see, Chen Hu, you're the last one. Would you like to participate? You chose 20, so you chose the max number.
Sorry, teacher. I don't understand this.
This is so. For example, I chose the number 7, and I told you 7 facts or pieces of information about myself. And just like, for example, Ria said 9 facts about herself. Everyone's just saying what they said. Elle had kind of the next highest is 15. So she had to say 15 things about herself. Now you have the number 20, which is 20 facts about yourself. If you would like to share those, if you don't want to, that's fine too. Or maybe if you'd like to share 10 with us, that's fine as well. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
Sorry.
No. That's okay. Do you want me to ask you some questions? No?
I don't know how to say.
That's okay, but then don't worry about that. That's fine. If you would like to tell us anything about yourself, where you live, what you like to do, you have any animals, you can. If you don't, that's just fine.
Okay. I see. My name is Chen Hu Wang. I'm living in China, Beijing. I'm 28 years old, and I like cat. I like dog, and I like fruit, and I have many friends. Open go to go to some place for trip. I work for internet. I'm an internet engineer. All right.
Very good. That's perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tinhu, for sharing some information about you. I think I'm going to stop the screen share, and I think I'll save the other activity for a different day because I would like your opinions, but we don't have too much time left, so let me stop that. All right, wonderful. So thank you, everyone, for participating today. So I'd like your opinions. Do you think that was a good activity? Do you think that it's helpful? Okay, so about 5 more minutes to think about that. What do you think? Did you like this activity? Do you think it's good to build, for working in a team? What are your opinions?
I think my team have many people. I think in team is more potent. Is more potent. More potent is the trust and the necessary technology. About for me is internet technology.
Okay, very good. Yep, that's perfect. So trust is very important to you for a team building. That's absolutely true. I think, and Ria did share the link there about her language, so that's fantastic. Good. So trust is very important to you. Absolutely. I think you need to have trust in yourself and also in your team members. So everything goes smoothly, and let's say maybe you're having a bad day and just say, hey, I can't do this today. Someone is there to help you and say, you know what, give it to me, I'll do it. I'll help you out. So you need trust. Absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. Thank you, Chenhu. Any other opinions about, team building? I think, it's nice to get to know people as well here, because we only basically listen to each other. You see me. I don't normally see all of you, so it's nice to, find out a little bit more information about you all as well.
I think this was a really great activity. I always love to know about other people, and I think like in this classroom maybe we come once or twice in a week, and we are always like involved in some or the other reading or vocabulary stuff, but we don't get time to know about each other. And I feel that the facts that everybody has shared, that also reflects some things about the country which they are from, and also the culture which they belong to. So I really like this kind of activities.
All right, fantastic. Maybe we'll have to do something about teamwork again a different time. Maybe a different team building activity. I'm just going to write that down quick. All right. Well, thank you, Ria, very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm always interested in other cultures and in other people. And so, yeah, it's really interesting for me as well. Good. Thanks, Ria. Any other comments?
I compared it with traditional introduction, and I found that it is a more interesting new way for introduction, and we are able to know about interesting information about our classmates, and we also have a chance to speak. It is also very important. That's a very interesting and useful way. I met this way the first time during the time when I studied English. Usually teachers asked to introduce ourselves. Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you for your opinion. And that's true. It's the easiest to talk about yourself, and especially in a different language. What have you done more except say your name, age, where you're from, what you do, and your hobbies. So absolutely. Good. Any final comments? We're coming to the end here. Anything else that you'd like to say? Ken, I was waiting for you. That's why I keep asking. Any other comments?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I like it. And at the beginning, I was about to choose one. So, but if that happens, maybe I would expand the topic maybe more and more. And yeah, it's kind of introduction, also the game kind of things. I like it.
Well, and one of the things I was thinking is the people that chose lower numbers are probably more reserved, and this is just my observation. It's nothing that's true, but maybe more reserved, maybe a little bit more quiet. People that chose big numbers, are very open-minded and very open, or it could have been the complete opposite, where someone normally would have chosen 1, but maybe they chose 19, and things like that. So you never really know. But 7's a good number. It's not too many, not not too little. So always have to share.
Kind of lucky 7. I like lucky 7. So I chose myself.
Exactly. Very good. Anything else before we go? Something off the topic? Okay, sure. Ria, go ahead.
Yeah. You remember the last class which I had with you was about body language, and I told you about some gesture like double tapping on the nose, which I saw in the Big Bang Theory, and you could not really, recognize that. So I just was looking for a video of that, and I found one. It's just a 33 seconds long video of the Big Bang Theory. So I can just share the link with you, and you can see. here Penny is doing that gesture. I don't know what it means, but you can tell me. Just see this.
All right, so let me open a new tab, because if I don't, it's probably going to open in this tab, which isn't what I want here. So just a second. All right. For those of you that actually, let me stop.
Honey, if you think this is good,
Oh.
you should come with us Friday to see it on the big screen at the Colonial.
I'm watching it now. Why would I want to see it again on Friday?
Because the print they're showing on Friday has an additional 21 seconds of previews.
I'm listening to it in my headphones.
21 seconds? That'll be like seeing a whole new movie.
Exactly. They say it finally solves the submarine controversy. Good, Leonard. I'm no expert, but I believe what we just heard from Penny was sarcasm. Ah, good.
I would think that it just maybe looks like, oh, you hit that right on the nose, which is a saying in English, which means you're correct. So because she was being sarcastic, and he's like, oh, yep, got that on the nose. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like this expression.
So it's very common?
No.
Oh,
To say it, yes. To do it, no, not so much. So.
Okay.
But very good. Well, thanks, Ria, for sharing that as well. It is interesting to see my culture in the eyes of everyone else, too. So, wonderful. Well, I'm going to stop the broadcast now. And so, thanks for joining, everyone, and have a great day.